I'm Sammy Caiola. I'm a senior in the Medill School of Journalism, and I'm the president of ShireiNU a cappella. So I didn't have a Jewish life per se. I had a half Jewish, half Catholic life in which we ate a lot of food. We ate matzo ball soup, and we ate latkes, and we did Christmas dinner, and we did Easter, and we did Rosh Hashanah. We really did everything, but we didn't do anything religious. So I never went to a synagogue, and I never went to a church. I wasn't bat mitzvahed, and I wasn't communioned, and it was just a very secular upbringing. No, I never even would have come to Hillel if not for ShireiNU. I didn't even know what Jewish engagement meant, and it wasn't something I was looking for when I got here. I just wanted to make a bunch of friends, and I wanted to sing. And then when I got into ShireiNU, that was how I started going to Hillel. I never would have even looked for it. I wouldn't have known what it was. But then once I was there, I just kept going back. So now my Jewish experience is that I go to Shabbat dinner almost every Friday. I'm part of the Reform service, and I've had a good hand in building that Reform community, and I was the service leader earlier in my college experience. And Hillel is just a place where I can go to eat, or to see friends, or to talk to the rabbi, or talk to the executive director. It's like a resource, and it's a community that I know is always there and warm. It's just a group of really welcoming, like-minded people, and you can play bananagrams, or you can ask a question about that week's parsha, or you can bake challah, or you can do social justice opportunities like volunteering, or do learning, or really anything you need. There's somebody there who knows how to do it, and it's also just it's relaxing. It's an easy place to be. It's a part of campus where you can kind of separate yourself from academia if you want to, and just do some spiritual exploration and some thinking in ways that it's hard to do in day-to-day life. So Hillel is kind of just like this extra space where you can enter kind of a different realm. I would say just keep going. The more you show up, the more people you're going to know, the more people are going to greet you and want to get to know you, and then all of a sudden you're going to have a whole group of friends that you basically just see at Hillel, but you always see at Hillel. So just keep popping in. It's just a nice space to do your homework in. Join a group. There's a group for almost everybody, and ShireiNU is my group, and they're my family. And we see each other at Hillel, outside of Hillel, and that's like a surefire way to stay involved. And even if it's not religious, it's still Jewish, and you're still making a difference, and you're still staying true to your roots. One of my favorite things that's ever happened to me through Hillel is getting to go on a birthright trip. I got to go to Israel for the first time with 40 Northwestern students, many of whom I already knew from Hillel, and I got to go with Michael Simon, Hillel's director, who's become a really dear friend of mine. And we got to spend 2 weeks just learning about our history and seeing the most beautiful places and hiking and having fun and singing, and it really made me feel really connected, and it gave me a whole new perspective on what Israel is. And I'm really glad I did it with Hillel and not with a bunch of strangers, because I think it just enhanced the experience for me. I really like Passover, because I think the Seder is really cool. My family didn't always do it, but I was always really curious about it. And then coming here, we have the Black Jewish Freedom Seder, which is co-organized with Hillel and the African American community on campus. And it's a really amazing event where we look at the correlation between Jewish history and Black history, and we look at all the ways that both of these groups have struggled and kind of gotten through adversity. And it's a great way to adapt a Passover Seder and to celebrate a holiday that is meaningful to everyone. So it always was my favorite, but now it has a whole new meaning for me thanks to this event. I think the longer that Hillel is around, the more opportunities are going to naturally grow from it. And the great thing about Hillel is that it's really student-generated. So I think the more students we bring to Hillel, the more ideas come on the table, and just the bigger it gets. The more student groups we have, the more programming, the more traditions we start. And I think there's always going to be a need for Hillel, because Judaism has always been around and will always be around. And there's always going to be kids who want to connect to it, even if they don't know it at first. So I think if Hillel just continues to keep its doors open, ideas are just going to pop up. Go Cats!